Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and finally, we are looking at Transformers Studio Series 86 Figure 31 Optimus Prime. And this box art is absolutely stunning. Now, I find it kind of odd that Hasbro decided to re-release the Earthrise with this coming out literally a month after. It was a really bizarre move, considering this is just blitz in terms of sales. It's gone, out of stock everywhere. Literally it was flying out of every online place you could buy it. I was actually on holiday and I was scrambling to get my pre-order in, and every time I was trying to do it, bear in mind I was in Spain and I foolishly changed my settings on my tablet. Don't ask me how I did it, it just happened. So it didn't like that I was in another country. However, I managed on my phone to order this via Comics and Cocktails. Thank goodness. So 40 steps to transform him. It shows all the 3 different modes, which I like. It has a backdrop included, big screen inspired, and then on this side, if you're a mint inbox collector, this is the side you want, Commander Class. So without ado, let's get Optimus out of his packaging so I can have a closer look. Wow, I have not felt this excited about an Optimus Prime since I brought MP10 back in the day. And I know that they did the new Optimus Prime, and that's when I stopped collecting those particular masterpieces, mainly because it was out of my price bracket. But to have this and for it to look so spot on is like me reliving my childhood. You know, it's everything every fan of G1 has ever wanted. Beautiful blue eyes, nice chest piece, beautiful artwork throughout the whole piece as well. It's just absolutely gorgeous. The reds are spot on. There is no issues whatsoever in terms of different colored reds. You got the nice Autobot Sigma there. You got the exhaust pipes going on. You can store the weapon on the back if you want. He's Iron Cannon, which looks a quality size. Oh, if I could say my words. And then beautiful legs. This Optimus Prime is magnificent and everything a fan, I feel, could want. And I feel like the more we look at all the little pieces, you can see how much effort they have put in to making this the prime of primes. The only thing that I would gripe about, all right, I'm going to be pedantic, so it would have been nice if they gave us a few parts you could swap out, like a damaged head. So I mean, don't get me wrong, they'll probably do an MP, it's not MP, sorry, they'll probably do another version of this damaged, which, let's be honest, we'd suck up. We all brought Death Prime, didn't we, when that happened? Or was it meant to be another version of Optimus Prime from another dimension? So the Iron Cannon is, like I said, brilliant size, looks absolutely awesome, and very simple. Just drop in there like so, wrap those hands around it, and wow, look at that. He is gunning down Decepticon. And quite simple, he also comes with some blast effects as well, which you can simply just drop on there very solidly. Oh my goodness, my words are not coming out. That looks pretty awesome. Very awesome. Die, Decepticon. Anyway, bringing in the backdrops, it was going to be none other than that scene where he comes roaring across the things, tearing away at Soundwave. What was it? Thrust. Blitzwing, I remember, jumping out. I'm sure there was an Insecticon trash in there. Yeah, one of the better backdrops. Not that I'm a fan of backdrops, as most people who watch my videos know, but I wanted just to take my little hat off to Hasbro for that piece of magnificence. So just gonna, my camera, what are you doing? No, I was doing it the wrong way, apologies. So I just wanted to get articulation out of the way very quickly. So head can rotate all the way around we can go with this arm. This arm can go all the way around. You can also lift it up like so. It has a nice wave of movement there, but you've got the usual single there, and there is a bit of movement there. Hand can go all the way around. Now there is some articulation with these fingers, just be careful. But there is some little movement there, which is very, very nice little touch. Nice waist swivel like so. Now this does flip up very carefully, so you can go forward a little bit and like that, but I would just err on caution as you are slowly getting your figure broken in. Not broken, obviously. Got nice movement there. Nice little bend down there on the leg. A little bit of movement on the feet, but you can imagine you get a big piece of truck detail going on in there. So some nice articulation going on there. So without ado, I'm gonna do this off camera. So you got the X. I'm just gonna carefully do the hand transformation here so we can see how that axe actually looks. So very simple, the hand just transforms in as if you're transforming him, and then you just slot this onto the end peg, which is very, very cool. I think, and I'm being probably a little bit too critical on this, because this is the best Prime we've ever got from Hasbro, ever, period. I feel like the axe is just a tad bit small. I would have liked that to be a wee bit bigger in my mind, but it's not the end of the world, so to speak. It still, in my mind, does a good job, and hopefully when we get 86 Megatron, he comes with the axe and the barrel. So I don't know what I've done with it, but I did have the truck. No, there is the truck, so we're just gonna carefully bring that into the background like so. So first up, you've got everything that you would expect from the truck in terms of its art mode. So these pieces can come out like so, which absolutely gorgeous. Just look at that mechanism, which we've never had before, just to give it that little bit of stabilizers. Obviously we have the beautiful roller, which on the previous version we did not get, much to everybody's dismay. And then they released like a weapons packs which came with some of these things, which was really annoying. Now first of all, you can put the gun on that like so, which is something that we probably all would have liked. I think the only thing that I would say is lacking with this is that there's no light on the back. But I've still got to remember, this is Hasbro. This isn't always the complete piece with them. And then we can obviously put the weapons from the truck on there as well, like so, which is absolute quality. Now just remember, these have weird little eyes on there, so which I guess it is part of their pegs for when they go in here. So just make sure you get them the right way around, but you can lift that up like so, which is quality. And you obviously have some articulation with these little pieces here, so absolutely gorgeous. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to open up the base and just transform it into a couple of modes, etc., so we can see that. A couple of things that I wanted to do before I actually open it up into the base mode is obviously show that you can put a vehicle in there. I suspect you can get a couple of Deluxes in there if you were very careful, but definitely you can get the size of Bumblebee in there. You get a nice little trailer that rolls out the back, and then obviously if I spin this around here, you can obviously put Roller on there as well. And I should have pulled these up, I'm sorry, that was not my intention, but you can see how Roller can just sit there very nicely and pull it along as well. So the station is exactly probably what you expected. Very, very nicely set out. You can store the weapons on there. You can obviously have Roller going off and doing mundane tasks as well. I guess one thing that would have been nice, perhaps a little bit of operational color in here, just to make it seem a little bit non-bog standard, I guess. but it's nice you can store the weapons and the blasters. While you're storing blasters in here, in reality, actually doesn't work because obviously they are going to be firing out as such. So, and then obviously the other mode, which I'm going to very carefully try and do, is simply lift up like so. Let's just extend my camera out. Please don't fall off. I feel like you're going to fall off. Don't fall off. And then simply you just, bring your little repairer to life. Stick him back on there. So he's like repairing Optimus, and then you can just bring in Optimus Prime. Very nicely in there. Like so. I think that looks all right. Yeah, I mean, you could bring this down a little bit, to be fair, and you could just be doing stuff there. The picture on the thing has him with the Matrix open. I'm going to do that as my last scene, showing off the Matrix, to be fair. So let's move on that all-important alt mode, which I'm not going to transform him on screen. Let's be honest, it would take me far too long, and this video will be a dud, so I'm just going to show you the end product. But there are plenty of reviewers out there that I know that show the whole transformation as well. Okay, I wanted to start with the most iconic scene, which is obviously Optimus Prime blasting off, and then obviously transforms and starts shooting the crud out of Decepticreeps all over Autobot City. One of my favorite scenes. Like most people, probably my age, very iconic, special moment. And the fact that Hasbro went as far to deliver this, they easily, I mean, these are very simple effects that they didn't need to give us, but they did. And this is why Studio Series 86 is probably one of my favorite Transformer runs over the last sort of 4 or 5 years. And you know, continues to leap bounds in terms of what they're delivering. And it just looks so smooth underneath there. It's easy to stick in there, and, you know, you could do your things. And I'm sure there's lots of people that have done some great poses off that transformation motion. I'm not one of those people, by the way. You're lucky if you get a few decent snaps out of me. But anyway, I know my flaws. So very simple, just dropping the cab down like that. It all moves very, very smoothly. Emphasis on these wheels probably moving a little bit more than these. I'm not sure. No, they are moving at the back as well. Just looks, it's just an iconic mode. Most iconic Transformer mode ever. And it just looks so good together as a whole. There it is just from the side completely. And I'm just going to take this off very, very carefully and just set it aside in the background, because obviously I haven't shown you the cab as a whole. So the transformation, once again, very smart transformation. A little bit more engineering than Earthrise, but it's so worth it. Just take your time. Oh, see, why is that not sticking there? A few things sometimes poke out. Yeah, that's a bug. That's bugging me now. There's a few niggly bits, so just be wary as you're transforming it. Take your time. There's no rush, and hopefully by the end of it you get a bot that isn't poking out at all. You know, I mean, you can go around. It's all covered really, really nicely. It seems to fit really, really well all together, apart from that one damn piece for some reason. I have no idea why that is poking out like that, but that's irritating the hell out of me. But it's a beautiful, beautiful cabby. That is a beautiful truck front that I have ever seen. And, you know, whew, my hats go off to Hasbro. You have delivered on this bad boy. The only other thing that I just wanted to show before we move to the final part of this review is you can take the gun, and you can see this little bit here. The gun can sit on there. I think Optimus from G1 and those cartoons probably would have only done this after it was all out in the open that humans knew about them. I know some humans knew about them, but in fact they all knew about him, didn't they? Now that I'm saying that out loud. Anyway, robots in disguise, they don't need to be, and he can have his iron cannon on there if he likes. So yeah, fabulous art mode, very impressive. Like I said, I enjoyed the transformation, and once you get going, it's really easy. Like Earthrise was a very enjoyable transformation. This is also a very enjoyable transformation. It just gives you a little bit more complexity, just to make it a little bit more challenging, so that you get more from it, in my view anyway. So there we go. So there is Optimus Prime's lovely art mode. Apologies, literally the other bit that I forgot to share was you can actually flick that, and here becomes another place to store your little pieces. I think the idea is that you're meant to be storing these in them, and you can just quite simply push that up there, and that is a nice little hiding place for them. And I think, I'm not sure, one of the Optimuses from the Masterpiece did something similar, so the same sort of engineering and thought has gone into this piece. Okay, so just to wrap up this video, is probably the best bit of it. I'm going to do this in sort of two parts. So very carefully, very smartly, you can open up the chest, which is a given. But the best bit is they've added on this bit. So if you remember in the movie, there was a piece protecting the matrix underneath that front chest, I guess, from any mortal wounds that could perhaps damage it, I guess would be my thought on that. I mean, you could probably come up and comment and say, well, it's indestructible, smurd piece, or what are you talking about? Probably was indestructible, except for when used, and then it just sits in there like so. So I'm going to carefully take it out off camera, because I don't want to put any strain on this very, I guess, reasonably expensive figure. Actually, it wasn't that bad. I mean, considering some of the commanders that we got, this was around, I think, £86, if I remember rightly. So, not bad compared to some of them, in my mind. Bear in mind, 3 years ago, that probably would have been around £60, which actually is quite disappointing. So anyhow, let me get the Matrix out and we can have another look at it. So the Matrix, like Hot Rod's Matrix, is probably one of the better versions that we've got. Sorry, I said that wrong. Wasn't it Optimus Prime that came with the Matrix? Or did Hot Rod come with a Matrix? I can't remember. Anyway, one of the better quality Matrix that we've had. So we've seen some that are just really cheap and nasty, whereas this seems to have a little bit more weight on there. It's not I mean, you haven't got the crystal either side, because obviously that piece sits inside the chest, but ultimately that is a very nice Matrix as such. So I'm going to try and get him to hold it in the pose that we would have expected for Optimus, except Hot Rod did it. Actually, wait a minute. He did it in Return of Optimus Prime, right? Sort of. He sits up from his deathbed. Anyhow, let's have a look at the final pose. Okay, so it's not perfect, and I think if I had the arms down, I probably could have got a little bit better. However, I wanted him to hold it above his head, because I feel that's how a Prime should be holding his Matrix when he is calling for the power of light against darkness and all that jazz. Light in our darkest day. And I think I've done all right. And he looks great. He looks really good holding that. This is a sensational figure. It's the best Optimus we've ever had. The only problem is it's now ridiculously hard to get. So if you missed out, you're going to be dealing with people selling it, and a lot of competition as always. So it always makes me wonder, Hasbro, you've got a figure that will sell. You know it's sold out everywhere. You're if you've got that relationship with your shops that you're selling it to, they're going to be telling you Optimus is sold out within minutes. Why not release a second wave of these? Because they will sell. Guaranteed they will sell, because people still want them. So anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you like my video. If you do, please do support my channel by subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that's subscribed to my channel already. Thank you for watching this video. As always, please look after yourself and embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.